So I asked my deck, what does this person even want from you? What is this person that thinks that they really effed things up with you? What do they really want? And I get the Ace of Wands, which is something we strongly desire. And then I see the Hermit energy, and they really want you to be alone. They really want you to be on your own. Now, I don't think that is like a spiteful energy. I think it's more that they are hoping that you're not attached to someone else. I hope they don't want you to be alone until you're, in retirement here. But the Queen of Swords energy is they want to know that you've been really discerning, that you haven't accepted any other offers. They want you to, this is one of those things where it's like what they do not want. They don't want you to reject them, which means they want you to accept whatever offer they're bringing to you. Doesn't look good here. Thank you. Okay. All right. So 2 kings came out. The king that kind of shot out really quickly was this King of Cups here, who's like drowning in their feelings. And then this King of Hazards energy, which is showing somebody that looks like a cautionary tale. Okay. I feel like this might be 2 sides of this person, but there is a fear here that there might be multiple people vying for your attention, and they really are hoping that you're rejecting anybody. Maybe there's somebody who's hovering around you that like might have prosperity or something, and maybe all this person has to offer you is just their feelings, and they're just hoping that you don't go for the person that's just basically coming in with a lot of money, I guess. Ultimately, this person wants to marry you here with the 4 of Wands. They want to have a reason to celebrate with you. And this is the zombie tarot that I'm using, which is like one of my favorite decks. And in this image, we see there's a lot of chaos here. But basically, these zombies are finally able to, I guess, live in their own home and feast on whoever was there before, which is kind of a strange image. But it's almost like, look, you're so much on this person's mind. It's like it's eating them up to know whether or not someone else is going to be able to have this commitment with you. They're so afraid that someone else who's more healed and less toxic is going to come through, because they sort of feel like you see them as being this chaotic, toxic energy, and somebody that's, kind of, wow, here we have the Queen of Wands energy. So they see you as probably being sort of fed up and angry with them. If they were to come forward, it's like, bro, when you couldn't show up for me, I wanted what was best for you. Like, I wanted you to heal, or if there was someone else, like, just be happy. And meanwhile, when you can't offer me what I desire, you're sitting there the whole time thinking, like, you just want me to be alone? Like, you don't want me to, like, if you can't have me, no one can? Like, that's not cute, right? So they recognize that that's how this appears. And so they really want to try to meet up with you in person, or have some real conversation with you, and just explain to you that, they have been kind of, and it's very interesting that there is this really toxic looking gross food, and this zombie, and then this healthy person eating healthy. It's giving me a sense that this whole time that you've been healing and taking care of yourself, they've kind of been poisoning their mind, poisoning themselves. And they want to explain that was the reason they didn't come forward sooner, and that they're sorry, and that they didn't do it to hurt you. And they really are hoping that you'll be very patient with them for this. And that there will be peace between the 2 of you. That you can find a way, you know, to, I guess, temper the anger that you might have for the way that this has played out, because ultimately they know how childish they were here with this Page of Wands energy. They know that they acted like a baby, and but they still feel this spark. They still feel this desire for you, and they're super optimistic that even though they have disappointed you in the past, that you felt them lingering there, like watching over you, basically trying to make sure that you're okay and that you're not hurting too much. And they sort of have this heroic vision of themselves, like coming in and rescuing you. But rescuing you from the position that they put you in. You know, I think maybe even some of them are hoping that, like, maybe you were in another connection and they're hoping that you left that connection and that, you know, you were disappointed by that person and that they can swoop in. So that might be what's on some of their minds. Because ultimately they do want to give you some kind of material gesture. Like an engagement ring here. I feel like they hope that you've been done dirty by someone else so that they won't seem as bad. I think this is really sad. Okay. Got the Five of Swords and the Page of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so they know that you're doing okay, you're independent, maybe you can take care of yourself, you're single. They know that they really don't have a right to insist that you be alone. And they feel really defeated because they know that they can't insist upon that or ask for that. And so rather than do or say anything, they just watch you in your single and fabulous energy, hoping and praying that they can find some kind of, I'm hearing weakness, but that's not very positive, but some kind of weakness, some kind of vulnerability where they can kind of come through and rescue you. There is this desire to be a hero because they were such a villain in the past. And they know that you wish for something more, that you wish for them to express all of their love. And they want to be the one that fulfills your wishes. So I would expect communication from them. And I think that they will tell you about any third-party energy that might have gotten in the way. But I think ultimately they want to reunite with you and reconcile with you, especially because I think that they feel that they love bombed you or dropped a big bomb in your life in some way. They want to explain that it came from, you know, them really not feeling worthy of someone like you, and that it's really torn them up and caused them a lot of pain to think that this might be completely over and done with. And they withdrew and isolated and tried to heal their wounds and work up this strength to come forward as quickly as possible with this Knight of Swords energy to deliver you this truth here and bring you this clarity that they have always loved you with this heart-centered love. And even though, again, we're seeing all this Page energy, they were childish, they were underdeveloped, you are their happy place here with the Ten of Cups. Like, this is their paradise. And they are ready to show up for you now in this Emperor energy and commit to you fully. Despite everything that went on behind the scenes, and they're hoping that you can see them as having been foolish and knowing it, and getting a chance to start over fresh with you and move from this tumultuous place into a more peaceful place, because they have made a huge decision here to change and to try and beat out any competition for you, because this time that you haven't had any movement, they've really gained a lot of perspective on your situation during this time of no communication. And they are determined to come back through. They are not going to let go of you. You are the one that they love, and you have been waiting for them to say this to you. So, that's all there is, folks. If you would like to book a personal reading or download my free download, head over to that place where you go to do all of those things.